When was the first time you experienced racism?
So I have to preface this by saying I have a lot of privilege in the black community. I was raised in a more affluent suburb of Washington, D.C., with my white mother. I had ample opportunities for education, um, and my paternal siblings on my father's side were raised by their black mothers in DC and Maryland. And I just wanted to acknowledge that privilege before I go into anything else about my life and my black experience. But I was thinking about it a lot, and I think racism for me has looked a lot like an inability to embrace my blackness because of microaggressions throughout my life. So as a kid, I had a lot of questions, from other people. Where are you from? What are you? The worst question in the world is, what are you? Asking about why I didn't look like my mom, or why I didn't look like my cousins, or why I didn't even look like my biological siblings. And those all sort of, I think, in a way, pushed me toward not wanting to embrace my blackness or further explore what it meant to be black. And I think hearing that over and over throughout your life by well-intentioned people caused me to suppress that whole section of my identity, and not fully acknowledge and be aware of the power that comes with being black. So, I'd straighten my hair, or, I was always told, well, you don't sound black. You don't totally look black. You don't act black, as if there's some sort of amorphous one way to be black or to act or talk. But since I didn't have all those traits that these other people, non-black people, were telling me I didn't have, it contributed to my rejection almost of my blackness for a long time. And it wasn't conscious, it was all subconscious. And it took me experiencing the overt systemic racism that comes with higher education to really feel like I am a black woman, and I absolutely feel the impacts of the microaggressions from my whole life, and then now this overt systemic racism that exists. I went to a wealthy institution for college, and that's when it started. I started hearing things like, "You're pretty for a black girl," and I've never dated a black girl before, as if I was this exotic being. And that was when I started realizing, I am black, and A, it's okay, B, it's wonderful, and C, it's okay for me to embrace it. And through developing adult relationships with my siblings, and understanding that I was connected to them on a blood level and a life level, and them teaching me what it meant to be a black woman, and having conversations with my peers, having more black friends in college, I finally realized that all those microaggressions that I had built up throughout my whole life had a deep impact on me. Those microaggressions were what caused me to subconsciously suppress a whole section of my identity. And so coming to terms with that, and the guilt that comes with it too, to feel like I didn't honor my blackness for so long, was really hard. And then to just, like I said, see that overt racism in college is really tough. To have these privileged white boys, talking to you like they're better than you, telling you that they know better than you, or treating you like they treated a lot of women like disposable humans, but to really feel the full effects of tokenism, and to be the spokesperson for all black people, or the only black people a lot of people knew, is hard. So my experience is less overt and more a chipping away at becoming a black woman over my entire life. I remember in college having Black friends and hearing their experiences and realizing that I had more in common with them than I thought I did, because I never thought I deserved the title of being Black because white people told me I didn't. But relating to more Black people showed me that I had a lot in common. I have Black family, I have Black experience. And although my skin color doesn't define who I am, it's a huge part of my identity, and I'm allowed to let that out. I'm allowed to be a Black woman. And it's not without consequences, not the right word, but it's not without a negative impact. I mean, when you embrace your Blackness, you're acknowledging the systems that are in place against you, and you're accepting living as a minority. I mean, I was already a woman, but then to also, acknowledge fully that I'm a Black woman, you're acknowledging all of it, and there's a lot of pain that comes through that. So, but yeah, that's it's kind of a long-winded way to explain that my journey with racism has been slow and long and enduring. And I'm glad that I finally confront it, and I'm glad that I finally now in my life feel like the Black woman that I am.